that moment, the goal, which is the ultimate currency in football, it's you score a goal and there's an eruption of joy. And there has to be a pause now. It's not just, oh, was it offside? It's like, oh, are VAR going to intervene here? Are VAR going to intervene here? And it just seems like such a shame. Although, you have to say, VAR could not have allowed the goal to stand. It was factually wrong, so they were right.
So we were all talking about the Winter Olympics and just those just horrible, horrible scenes. You're watching it live. You're watching a sportswoman in action. This is Lindsey Vonn. You are really gunning for her because her bravery is extraordinary in having such a terrible injury and still competing. But there's a bit of you that's also going, uh-oh, and the uh-oh happened.
Yeah, I mean, she was competitor number 13 and her return from injury lasted 13 seconds and it was a very hard watch. You could, if you had the volume up, you could hear her scream of pain. And she said, oh my God, as the medics arrived. And she clipped a gate. She fell at 60 miles an hour. She was competing, for those who didn't follow the story, 9 days after rupturing her ACL. And just to put that in some kind of context, it takes footballers 9 to 12 months to recover from an ACL injury. She had a knee brace on. We hear she has badly broken her leg. Her life is not in danger, but it will take, according to the US Ski Federation, it'll take some sorting out.
Yeah.
All our and listening to the BBC coverage, and Shemi Orcott, who's a four-time Team GB downhill racer, and she was in tears as she was saying, like, I feel guilty, she said, about being so emotional about this, but it is just very, very hard to see. And you do hope, because Lindsey Vonn, who's just such a huge star in America, she came back to skiing after 5 years out. And you just hope that the presence of a Netflix crew chronicling her return to the sport didn't influence her decision.
Oh, I didn't realise they were involved.
Yeah. And I don't think it would have done. I mean, it does raise the question, when does the athlete have the final decision? Right. As to whether they compete. It was an awful watch, but thank goodness she's going to be okay.
Okay, so that is the main thing. Thank goodness she's going to be okay. Just before we move off this topic, we were talking last week about whether or not there comes a point when authorities have to say, do you know what, we don't think you should be racing. If you're that close to injury, what's the process by which an athlete is kind of signed off?
Well, the key principle here is athletes can choose pain, but they cannot choose unacceptable risk. There are some sports, football, rugby, I mean, many sports, American football, we had the Super Bowl last night, where there is a clear concussion protocol, and they just follow that to the letter. I mean, when you've got a dodgy knee and you say, well, I can ski on. She was, in her second practice run, she was third quickest. So she would have been standing in that. Did you see her in the start gate? She was sort of geeing herself up to go. She would have been thinking, this is it. This is the greatest comeback. I'm going to win an Olympic medal. And then it all unraveled 13 seconds later. I think what the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, what they do is a sort of deliberately conservative, indirect approach. I mean, they will say, we'll make the rules, but you sports and athletes, you make the decisions. Yeah. They won't ever step in and say, sorry, Lindsey Vonn, you can't ski.
Yeah, and we may never know whether or not she felt that her knee had made her vulnerable in the seconds, nanoseconds, minutes, hours, days or weeks before entering that race. Just one quick one. Is that you?
No.
Is that me? Is it you? Oh, the terrible way you just went, no. It's a fibbing man, Jane. Should we carry on or should we kick him out? This one just in from Sehi says, good afternoon. My name is Sehi. My team and I would like to advertise on your website. Can we discuss the details? No. It's just the kind of stuff that comes into us here at Times Towers. Let's talk about the row over last night's Man City-Liverpool match and the call by VAR. Now, Gary Neville is amongst those who've condemned the decision, saying that the video assistant referee kills the joy of football. Well, I mean, that's one phrase that doesn't contain expletives. Most people would have expletives contained within the phrase.
Yeah, he said, there's the smell of the game. Just let the goal be. Listen to this from Martin Samuel writing on the Times Web. This is so good. This is perfect. Everything was right, he says, except nothing was right. Nothing was wrong, except everything was wrong. And it all went off completely as it should, except everybody wished that it hadn't. So this is Manchester City's third goal, which was eventually ruled out thanks to the video assistant referee against Liverpool last night. The goal, it had a smell of Scotland's fourth goal against Denmark about it. You know, the Liverpool keeper Alisson is up that end of the pitch as Liverpool search for an equaliser, and Shirky it was who kicked the ball towards goal from his own half with no keeper guarding the net. And then there was a straight race between Haaland and Szoboszlai, Haaland of Man City and Szoboszlai of Liverpool, who was trying to prevent the goal being scored. Szoboszlai pulled Haaland back, and then Haaland pulled him back as he was about to clear the ball off the line. But the ball eventually went in the goal, and everyone says, well, that's obviously a goal, and that's one of the great moments of the season. And that's what everyone's worrying about, because look, we'd all remember that forever. That's the Manchester City goal that brings them back into that. I mean, it's just what the thing that fans get upset about with
Vassos,
VAR.
take a breath.
The thing that they get upset about with VAR is, do you remember in the World Cup ages ago, there's an Italian player called Marco Tardelli who scored a goal, and then his celebration was just this sheer arms wide joy, a disbelief on his face as he wheeled away in celebration. And that moment, the goal, which is the ultimate currency in football, it's you score a goal and there's an eruption of joy. And there has to be a pause now. It's not just, oh, was it offside? It's like, oh, are VAR going to intervene here? Are VAR going to intervene here? And it just seems like such a shame. Although, you have to say, VAR could not have allowed the goal to stand. It was factually wrong, so they were right.
It was wrong and they were right. Before VAR, would that goal have stood?
100%.
Right.
Like Gary Neville says, smell of the game.
Okay, well, as a sort of armchair fan, nothing excites me more than a goalkeeper going up to the other end of the pitch. That's just, to me, I love the drama of that.
And it happens less often than you think it would.
It doesn't happen very often at all, really, which is why I get very excited when I see it happening. It's
just great. I mean, you had a moment in the Champions League a couple of weeks ago where it was Benfica. It was Jose Mourinho's Benfica up against his former club Real Madrid, and both teams needed a goal. Benfica were winning, but they needed a goal for their the Champions League's one big league now. So basically, both teams needed a goal. So Benfica were time wasting because they were winning, but then Jose said, go up keeper, and in the 99th minute the keeper scored the goal that put Benfica through to the knockout stages of the Champions League. What are the great moments? And if VAR had taken that away, you'd think, no, please. Anyway, that did stand, and I'm completely with you. A goalkeeper going up for a corner late in the game is just one of the lovely sights in football. And actually, because teams don't know how to quite defend that, because why would they? More often than not, it causes a bit of chaos that could lead to a goal.
Modern goalkeepers, the men are so tall, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly.
I think Alisson's 6'5" or 4 or 5. I mean, he's a big lad. I wish I could say his name because I always want to praise him. He's such a good player.
Szoboszlai.
Yeah,
one.
He's the captain of Hungary. He's going to be the captain of Liverpool before much longer, I'm sure. I mean, Liverpool haven't had a brilliant season, but he's been brilliant in just about every game. He
has, and he scored one of the great free kicks. He scored against Arsenal, and then identikit free kick to put Liverpool 1-0 up against Man City yesterday from miles out. Yeah. Just fantastic. And then he was the player, unfortunately, for Liverpool and for himself, who got sent off after that goal was disallowed because he denied a clear goal scoring chance. Yawn. But, VAR did the right thing, but VAR did the wrong thing.
So the lovely quote that you pulled out from Martin Samuel's column ends with him saying, will anything change? Will anything change?
No, nothing will change because authorities value correctness more than they value, the fan experience. And what they would tell you is that the problem isn't with VAR. The problem is how VAR is being used. The lengthy was it offside question. We're waiting 5 minutes to find out if that goal's going to be ruled out. Actually, yesterday it happened quite quickly, and they couldn't have changed what happened, given that you have VAR. And nowhere in any boardroom are they going to admit that actually VAR's a bit of a fiasco. Nobody likes it. Let's quietly get rid of it.
And it's definitely going to be around at the World Cup in the summer.
Oh, it's got sharper elbows at the World Cup. It might even be used to say, was it a corner or not?
Oh, you're joking.
Yeah,
well,
sorry.
Games are going to go on for 4 or 5 hours.
Yes, they are. Yes.
Right, okay.
Are we allowed to know which team you support?
I support Fulham.
Okay. I
They
wondered
lost.
whether you had some skin in the game when you went off on one at the beginning.
No.
We should know.
He's just very professional.
He is very professional, very excited by his job, as are we. What else is tickling your fancy at the Winter Olympics? Do you know what? It is lovely to have it on, isn't it?
Oh, there is
You can get home of an evening, whatever it is that they're doing. I watched some big air qualifying
extraordinary. I
over the
watched that
weekend.
last night.
OMG.
I know. I mean, the bravery and the sheer steepness of the slope. The Winter Olympics are great because it's generally against a white background, so everything looks really great. And these tricks that they pull out and the bravery of the people.
They're so young, some of those competitors, aren't they?
I know, 16, 17. It's just,
they're fearless, aren't they?
They're fearless and they come from gymnastics backgrounds. So what they're doing is it's a bit like diving, the sort of Winter Olympics equivalent of diving. These people they are gymnasts and then they do their stuff on the snow or the ice. I've been watching a bit of curling and I'll leave you this, which was
they're not young, are they? Not so young.
Not as young. They're not young.
There's somebody who posted me watching curling. After 1 minute, this is dull. After 10 minutes, he's overdone the turn of this stone. After 30 minutes, 3 in the house means nothing if your centre guard is right for a hit and roll. After an hour, sweep, sweep.
So true. It's so true.
Wow.
It's addictive, all of it. And it's an absolute pleasure to watch.
There's some mixed curling tonight, Vassos. I think.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, GB against Sweden in the semi-finals.
Right,
Win that and we've won our first medal.
Unmissable. We'll be there. Thank you very much.
Lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you both too.